Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Shared Screens podcast. I'm going to be your host tonight, Alec Bobko, and joining me, making the magic number, is Austin Ernst.
Hello.
And some other Josh.
That was a fantastic reference to a off recording conversation, and
Had to bring it in.
I'm here for it. I'm here.
We
for
know.
it.
We
We
know.
know. You
It's
know. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. So, I guess before we get into our shenanigans, I got just a little bit of housekeeping I want to bring up. So, we had a meeting last week, and because we have a couple people that are in the midst of moving or just wrapping up from moving, we are kind of reworking our schedule. So, we're bringing it down to just one stream a week. We're aiming for Saturdays, but this week is being Saints Row week. Gonna be a little bit different. Might have a stream during the middle of the week. So, for our UK and European friends, it might be a bit more timely for you guys to catch a stream. Then we're also, it's more just for clarity. It's like we, with Chris, it's an internet situation. It's harder for him to edit and upload, record videos, that kind of thing. And Jordan, he's only down to one monitor since he used to have his TV as a monitor. So we're basically down to just me being able to record and Chance and I editing. So we're just kind of shifting the schedule around just to make things a bit easier on all of us. So just wanted to give you guys that update. Yeah, so
For the best.
exactly, just easing the stress or burnout basically, just because we were going pretty hard there on the Twitch streams for a while, and having to at least be in to record on podcast was wearing me down a bit. So
A lot.
It can be a lot.
yeah. All right. So got a little icebreaker question for you I thought about earlier this week. I'll go first so you guys have a little bit of time to think about yours. But what is the mobile app or game that you spent the most money on? So for me, and this is kind of timely because of all the Dragon Ball stuff going on between Fortnite and the movie, which just a tweet came out today that as of Sunday, it's grossed $20 million in the US, and it's the top grossing movie this weekend.
God damn.
So my game is called Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle, and it's basically a game. It's a gacha game, basically, where you just get different characters, and the gameplay is basically you're matching the colors to get the biggest combos you can. It's not necessarily a match 3, but it's kind of it's odd, but the gameplay was all right. You can it's one of those just getting the characters was what I was in it for. And there was one character a few years back that was just so broken in the game because you could easily his ability was to basically, if he got attacked, he could counterattack. So you could be just, because it was Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, and he basically would just you could, if your speed stat was high enough, you could get 3 or 4 attacks in a row, because you would attack, then they would attack, then you would counterattack, and it was just insane. But that game got me to spend so much money because it's oh, this character's now available if you use the in-game currency to buy these rolls to potentially get the character. And I'm kind of ashamed to say that there was a time where I wasn't even playing the game. I was just getting characters. I was just rolling for characters.
Right.
Just
Get it.
buying the in-game
gambling.
currency on deep sales, and it was bad. But I deleted the app. As much as I wanted to re-download it, I'm like, nah, I can't go back to that.
That's
Right
awesome.
decision.
It's one of those games though that it is actually incredibly deep. If you really work for it, there's just these things like merging characters, upgrading them, and they have these just insane skill trees. So, yeah. Josh, I know you had yours. Said yours for sure.
Piggyback off just something real quick.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It's not the answer to the question, but there's a One Piece version, the anime One Piece version, equivalent to that, and I've almost done it so many times. I know that if I jump in, it's gonna be what you just described, so I haven't done it. One Piece, there are so many characters that are really, really interesting. So like,
Yep.
yeah, that would trap me forever. So I probably won't ever pull the trigger on that. But if I do, oh my god, I'm gonna be broke. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm in that situation where I have one of those games because you play free games on your phone and then they just give you ads for more free games.
Yep.
And I got sucked into one of those free games called Bubble Cloud. And it's just one of those, you got a ball, shoot it towards the something that's matching the same color, do it until all the bubbles are gone, then hit the like glass, get the 3 stars on the level. However, they're like, yo, if you purchase like a laser or an extra life, um, you don't see ads. So I just started buying lasers and lives, and I'd
Yep.
fail a level, buy some lives, 349 there, 349 there. It adds up. It adds
Oh
up.
yeah.
It's a lot because you buy them in 5 packs. You're like, oh, 5 lives for 349. That's a steal of a deal.
Mhm.
And
that'll get you.
yeah, yeah. And then I had the thing where I uninstalled the app, but then like a crack addict, I re-downloaded it. I needed my fix. I jumped right back
Yep.
in,
No.
and it is one of
God.
those things where like I've been at it for 4 years now. I got to the point where at the end of year one, I like went back through all my Apple Store receipts in my email, and I like tallied it, and I was like
Oh no.
close to $200, and that was like 3 years
No.
ago.
Oh.
And I've been at it since. I have gotten better, in terms of just like saving lives. They've also introduced features where like you can now like if you close the app, you can carry the saves over and shit like that. But I am like so deep in it. I am 3 stars on every single level. There are 1,000 levels. They
No.
at one point there was a prompt that was like, "Yo, dog, like you're one of the best Bubble Cloud players in the world." And
Oh
they
dang.
literally asked me to beta their game, and I'm like, nah, I just want to play this and spend like sink a bunch of money into it. I don't wanna work out the bugs with the Kings. And it's made by
Mhm.
just like this really small team. They don't even have like they only have an Instagram, and
Mhm.
it's just addicting. It's like you talked about your game having like a lot of like intricate upgrade
Mhm.
systems and deep mechanics. This is literally I'm like, okay, blue bubble, match it with more blue bubbles. Red bubble, match it with more red bubbles. And I've just sunk so much money into this goddamn app. It's insane. A close like second for me though would probably be like subscriptions on dating apps. Like, just the nature
Mhm.
of,
Oh
being
yeah.
single and in 2022 and online dating and stuff like that. They're like, yo, you can get ad free and you redo if you swipe left on somebody you meant to swipe right on, and
Yep.
unlimited likes and all this stuff. And
See who
so like
likes
I
you. Like yeah.
see who likes you, all that stuff. And so I've gotten like the 2 week or like the like 1 week. There was like one app that was like, "Yo, it's Valentine's Day and you're sad as shit. We have a sale on. Like, buy 4 months for $20." And I was like,
Oh wow.
"Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what,
You know
app?
what?
You're right.
You're right. You're right." And let me tell you, like, there's so many times where I look at Bumble Premium and they're like, "Yo, you can buy a lifetime for 289." And I sit there and I think about it. I'm like,
Yep.
289 for a lifetime. But then I'm like, how long am I like gonna be single for? Like, I don't know. And
It'd
it's
be the
just,
Mhm.
next day you find your partner or whatever, and
yeah,
it's like, cool.
exactly. And
Just
what?
their
But
luck.
then,
Or just your luck.
but then
Yeah.
like 20 years later, divorce. I reinstall Bumble, and then I go restore purchases, and they're like, "Yo, dog, you spent 289 on that lifetime, bro. You want it?" And
Shit.
I'll jump right back in. But even that, like spending $290 on
On an app.
Bumble Premium wouldn't come close to how much I've spent on on Bubble Cloud. Like it is insane. They get you.
Mhm.
They get you.
Yeah.
Makes
Austin,
sense.
have you thought of yours yet?
Yeah.
I have lame answers. It's like I told you off camera. I think it's probably just Spotify, which disclaimer I don't use anymore. I use YouTube
Mhm.
Music now because
Mhm.
the Spotify as a company is not very friendly. I suppose that's putting it nicely. We'll put it.
Yes.
Yep.
But
That's for
yeah.
sure
So
with
I've
YouTube as well.
been I had a subscription to Spotify since I was like a junior in high school,
Right.
maybe.
Okay.
And that was
Yeah.
a long time ago, if you can't tell. So Yeah, it's been a while,
Spotify
and then
Premium sucks. I'm just gonna say it because I
yeah,
downgraded, and it's like you can't pick what songs you want to play. It's only shuffle on playlists. You can't
uh-huh.
to listen to
I
an
figured that
album. It's
out.
shuffle only.
Damn.
Like
It's they really screw
you
you
can save
over.
ones, and it'll go into your library, and you can listen to them for like literally. I'm not kidding, like 5 seconds. That's it. That's all you get.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
they really screw over the free users.
That's probably my boring answer, but I now use YouTube Music, and things will get better because Alex said there's a way I can import some playlists, so he's gonna hook
Yep.
me up after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
That's my boring answer.
I hadn't really thought about it before, but like up until 2019, for like 6 years of my life, I was like buying every single album. Like I would just get the iTunes cards and just like
mhm.
drop $10 or $1.49. So like iTunes would be up there for sure. And then like Apple Music was just like, yo, dog, just get a student membership for $5 a month. And I at the time Spotify didn't platform some trash people on their app, so like, still friendly to use Spotify. And I went to like look into Spotify Premium and they're like, "Yo, dude, you need like two pieces of student like school papers, like your enrollment papers. You need to scan those, send them as PDFs to verify
Really?
you're a student. Also, if you want to sign up for Premium, you can't do it on the app. They're like, do it,
Yeah.
go on the website. And then Apple Music was like, dude, we got you. You can just use the app. And also, we'll just have a portal where you can literally just sign into your school's like uh some places use like Blackboard or Moodle or like
Right.
your school
Right. Yeah.
portal, right? They're like, dude, just sign in. That verifies that you're a student right away. And I was in and out in like
Oh,
30
really?
seconds as
Well,
a
See,
props to that.
Apple Music user.
see, when I was in college, I want to say my freshman or sophomore year, they had that deal a while back where you could get Spotify, like as a student, Spotify, and I think it was Hulu. But basically,
Ooh.
all you had to do was just have a .edu email.
Damn. Okay. That's not
And
yeah,
I get it. Get it.
yeah.
But
They
granted, that was back
definitely
2012, 2013, so that was quite a
Yep.
while
yeah.
ago.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
switched away from that, but even like doing that would probably sketch me out because I'm like, I am not gonna forget that email password. I haven't checked like since I've graduated, I have not checked school
Mm.
email and it's probably just some alumni shit now, but still like
Oh,
I
my
know.
college
I don't even know if I
deactivates
know the
ours after
password.
4 years.
Same for me.
Ah.
I did.
So
There is a password I was given for like our school laptops back when I was like a sophomore in high school. I still know my password because
Damn.
I had that shit down.
hmm
I think I know my high school password too. Holy shit! From
And then
just
I know
like
the one.
going in there every day and
Uh-huh.
just signing in. Yeah.
It's in there somewhere
we
for
didn't
no
get
reason now,
laptops.
but I know the one before that as well.
Damn.
So,
That's insane.
Yeah.
in there.
So I'll say just a quick mention. I do want to give a shout out to Pokemon Go.
A negative shout out.
I mean, that wasn't negative. It was just Pokemon Go. That it was surrounded in the hype of it all and getting the Pokeballs, the lures, and all that back in 2016. Spent
That
a
was
lot
a
of money on
time.
that.
That
I
was a
never
much
bought
better time for sure.
never buy anything on games. Like I've played Fallout Shelter. I've always just played free. Pokemon Go. I always just played free. I think
Mhm.
the only time I ever did something, they had like this huge sale on Pokemon Go where you got like a bunch of shit for like $1 or something. It was like
Oh yeah,
99
yep,
cents or
yep.
whatever, and I just sure, why not? Like it's $1.
Those I don't play many games on my phone anymore. I've been dabbling a bit in that Puzzle Quest 3. I haven't been playing as much lately.
Sure.
Mhm.
But when I was playing a lot of those, the games that you get the ads for, I'm like, oh, this looks kind of fun. Just check it out, kind of thing.
Right.
If it was like, oh, spend $1, get no ads, I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right,
No,
you got me.
because
Yeah.
it's those apps that or games that just like every run, it's like, oh, here's an ad. It's just like, oh my gosh, I just want to play. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
$1 is worth it.
You died. Here's 4 ads, bro, and they're all
Right?
for other addicting games that give you one life and then follow it up with an ad. And I was like, I like definitely very much the same way. If it's a quality game and it's not just some like, because you see, I don't know if you guys have these broken TikTok algorithms where you see gameplay from mobile games while somebody like they do story
Yeah.
times, I guess. Uh, the quality in mobile games has just dropped. Where
Yeah.
like it's always like a car, and either you like swerve to get out of the mud, or you'd like drive into money so you can upgrade the car, and then it's like the
Or the
objective is like how
group of people, and you have to like go to the certain gates to multiply or whatever.
exactly, and it's just like it's just shit where it just seems like so just churned out at a like insanely fast level
Yep.
to then get the ads, but like once in a while you will find a gem where you're like, okay, you know what, $1 no ads, like kick it towards the devs, like
Yep.
absolutely. And that was Bubble Cloud, and here I am. I've bankrolled 1,000 levels in Bubble Cloud basically just by pure addiction. But you
Yeah.
always forget about like those quality games in there
Mm-hmm.
when it's just all this cheap stuff for sure.
That's fair. I'm all about supporting small dev teams for games too, but usually it was like the
Mhm.
two I mentioned were Fallout Shelter and Pokemon Go. So like I think they're fine.
Oh
Yeah.
I think they're good.
yeah, exactly. What did you even buy in Fallout Shelter? Was
You
it
could
time?
buy no.
I think just like money,
It's
possibly.
like vault cases. You could buy like cases
Yes.
that had
Yep.
like cards or something. I don't know. It's been a long time.
Interesting. Right.
Yeah.
I think it's like a lunchbox. It's lunchboxes.
Yes.
It's lunchboxes.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
It just has shit in it for that like betters your little vault or gives you perks or something. I don't remember.
Let me tell you, as a brain broken trophy hunter, I've thought about going installing that on the PS4 for the longest time, and
Fallout
like,
Shelter?
yeah, Fallout
It's a
Shelter
good
It's a
one. I
good
enjoyed
game.
it. Yeah.
has
It's
a
a
pretty
pretty good
easy
game.
platinum. Plus, they're like, yo, if you need to like wait time for your stuff to be built, just go to your PlayStation's internal clock and just set it forward like
Nice.
an hour or two, and just skip all that.
What?
Yeah,
Son
yeah.
of a bitch! I might download this game.
And so I was like, fuck, is like $2 on the PlayStation still worth it for like an easy like Fallout plat that's just a ported mobile
Do
game?
it.
Like I've thought about it
Get it.
many a times.
I think you just convinced me to do it. Fast forward a week from now, and my internal clock on my PlayStation 5 is just completely fucked. Like I just
Yeah.
can't get
Make sure
it
you're
back.
disconnected from the internet.
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
can do that.
Yeah,
Come on,
exactly. It was like it was always the Riddle or the calendar mandates in Arkham City that was the biggest thing to
Mm,
to change your clock for so you could like meet Calendar Man on Valentine's Day, Halloween to like pop that trophy. I've always considered doing that one. It's like that and Fallout Shelter are the only two things I've considered like messing around with my internal clock on. Other than
Fallout-
that, I don't want to mess with space and time, you know.
Makes
I did it
sense,
on Animal
totally.
Crossing all the time.
Oh, Animal Crossing is the one where it's broken. for
Everyone
sure.
did that. Everyone
My
did that, for sure.
Switch is fucked. My Switch is like in July of next year or something, dude.
Right. Well, that's
Oh,
that's like when you're done with
or-
Animal Crossing, you could just get the date and time from the internet. That's really
Yeah.
where it should be.
Fallout 4 had. I mean, this isn't a level of Calendar Man or whatever, but like if you went to, oh fuck, what's the main town in Fallout 4? I don't remember.
Diamond City.
Diamond City. Thank you.
Yes.
When you go to Diamond City, you think I would know. When you go to Diamond City on Christmas, there's like the whole freaking town is decked out in like Christmas stuff.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
That's
Right.
like the only thing I can think of that like I did personally. I was just like, I want to see what
Mhm.
this is, so I did it. But yeah,
Oh, interesting. I have not done that. I've always like seen videos of that, but I started another Fallout 4 run like after I finished Fallout 3 for the first time this year.
Mhm.
I booted up New Vegas. New Vegas did not click with me
Mhm.
as much as I was hoping for, so I was like, fuck it, onto Fallout 4, and that game does not get the love it deserves from the
I'm
Fallout
telling you,
community.
dude, it's
Yeah,
better
I
than
really
anyone
enjoyed
gives
my
it
time
credit
with
for.
that.
Also, New Vegas was more of a in its time thing. Like when
Mhm.
that followed 3, it had a bunch of shit that 3 did just so much better. So
Yeah.
like,
Gotcha.
yeah.
My best friend is like a huge Fallout guy, and we both like pre-ordered our Pip-Boy editions of Fallout 4 at like the same time. He's actually writing a high school diploma exam here
Okay.
when it went live, and I was texting him like he exited the exam and he's like, dude, pre-orders are up. I'm like, dude, I got mine. Like, get home right now and pre-order.
Let's go.
Hey, let's fucking go. And he like, yeah, he kind of said the same thing. I just didn't click with the deeper RPG mechanics. It takes like long, like there's no insta heal. You have to wait for your guy to like consume food, and while I'm getting shot at, that's just not
New
fun.
Vegas? That's
New
only
Vegas.
hardcore mode, I'm pretty sure. That's a difficulty mode that you can turn off, and it'll be like Fallout 3 in that accord.
I think I
think.
just played it on standard. Plus, like, Like
Could be wrong.
reading books, the perks only lasted 15 seconds instead of like just being permanent, and I just
Yeah.
wasn't vibing with it.
That
Other
one
than that
stays.
though, like I fucked with the Western aesthetic and stuff like that. I just Fallout 4 just grabbed me more, and
Yep.
I've sank like 20 hours into a Xbox save of that, and I'm still going. I plan on going back with it. I just did that thing where
Mhm.
I have 14 different games on the go right now, and I'm
Yep.
just
Totally.
really mad about it.
Yep.
I mean, you're talking to a Fallout 3 fan, so like Fallout 3 is my Fallout, but I mean, I like New Vegas for the things it does differently. It has a way better beginning to the game, not in the sense of like
Yes.
story, but in the sense of like leveling everything out perks wise and like spacing that out. It's so much better than 3. 3 you get like 2 options and they're not good. But in New Vegas, it sets you off way better in a way better spot. There's
I
also these things called Cazadors. Fuck Cazadors.
Interesting.
They're like the fucking like not dragonfly, but like like the mosquito killer bugs. They just look like bigger
Yes.
mosquitoes. They look like that, but they're massive. They're fucking
I,
annoying,
I
and they
haven't
always hunt
encountered
in like
one.
packs of 3.
Good thing I uninstalled that game after like 8-10 hours.
Anyway, fuck Cazador.
Plus. Yeah.
All right, Josh.
All right.
You said
I
you had a
did
topic for us.
I did have something I wanted to bring in. Feel free to interpret this however you want. But what
Gotcha.
is
Oh, I will.
what is the most pain you've been in? It can be mentally, physically. I just want to know, like, it can be recent, it can be long ago. What is the most pain you've been in? I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and I don't know why. I
Are
don't
you
know why.
okay? Josh, are you okay?
Yeah, I don't know. I've just been reflecting on like times I just, you know,
I
it's
know.
been more physical. It's been more physical,
Okay,
like
good.
for me though, like more the mental, and yeah, I've definitely fucked up a couple times, and I've had some accidents that have caused me many of pain. But I want to
Sure.
know if you guys had any stories or anything like that.
I have a physical one right off the bat that I can
Yeah,
share.
go
I
for it.
broke my collarbone in PE class.
Ooh,
Yeah, we were playing like essentially pickup football, and I went up to catch a football with one hand.
uh-huh.
Someone behind me who was much bigger and stronger than me, because I mean I'm scrawny, all right. And I go up to catch it with one hand. Someone bigger and stronger pulls it from behind me, so I just flip over. And
Uh-huh.
the first thing to hit the ground was like my hand, and then it just no. So like I'm upside down, right? So I hit the
Right.
ground, and then this is the first thing that's how I fell. And it just popped. It
Ooh.
just and
Ooh.
just like exploded.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so I broke my collarbone with like pure just my body weight smacking into a gym floor. So
God
yeah,
damn.
that was cool. And
What grade
then
is this?
7th grade, I think.
7th
Uh,
grade? Okay.
yeah. And then I'm like rolling on the ground. I'm like, son of, like, I'm cussing. Like I'm
Right.
like, holy, like
Mhm.
I'm in pain.
Mhm.
And I get up and I'm like, my shoulder. I'm to my PE teacher. I'm like, nope, I'm done. I can't do this. I'm trying to like walk it off and be tough, but oh my God, it hurt so bad. It felt like if someone just took something that did not belong in your body and just jammed it into you as hard as they could, and if somehow broke it, like, and they were just moving it around. Anyway, I go to my PE teacher. I'm like, my shoulder, like, he's like, okay, let me see. And he starts
Mhm.
fucking doing this shit with my
Oh.
arm.
Holy sh! He's
And
trying to save you a
Nope.
medical bill. Like in
Nope.
hindsight,
dude,
like he's trying to save you like 5,000 from going in and
the
getting it
thing
looked
is,
at.
when I was younger, I was pretty quiet, but when I did speak up, it was like, what the fuck? Like,
Right.
why are you speaking up?
Mm.
In that moment, I almost said, and I mean, I wasn't a great kid, but when I wasn't terrible, I almost said, if you keep moving my arm, I'm gonna punch you in the dick, to my PE teacher. The thought went through my mind. Like, if
Right.
you don't let go of me, I'm going to punch you in the penis. Like, just bah, as hard as I can with my
Yeah.
offhand. It hurt so bad. So yeah, I broke my collarbone with just the impact of my body, and then my PE teacher was like, "Let me see what's wrong.
Mhm.
Let me see." And, oh my
Let me
God.
mess around with it. Ooh.
Oh, it hurt so fucking bad, dude.
Ooh.
So that's a physical pain one. I have an emotional pain one, but someone else can take the floor.
Alec, do
I
you have anything like that?
um physical pain. I mean, not that I can really remember. Knock on wood, I haven't broken any bones, so not
Oh,
really pain
you
that way.
lucky son of a gun.
I guess I don't really remember it, but when I was very young, I was born with a lazy eye, and I had
Mhm.
surgery to correct it, and I had to wear like a little eye patch while I was a baby and a kid, so as I probably wasn't,
How old are
I
you?
said like 3 or less, I want to say.
Okay. I was
Okay.
like, thank God you weren't in school. Like,
Yeah.
you would have got
Right.
bullied so much for
Oh
this
yeah.
fucking eye patch. God damn it. I hate
Yeah.
it.
hmm But yeah, as for a mental one, I guess the first thing that really comes to mind,
For the
um,
record, sorry, I'm not meaning to
oh
interrupt.
yeah,
This is a great question, Josh. Like, I
oh
love this
yeah,
question. It's like
yeah,
heavy, but it's a good question.
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you. I was like, this is what I gotta share with my boys. We gotta get into into.
yeah, yep. um, I guess yeah, for mental, there's been I don't want to talk about work on the podcast and all that, but there's been some stuff there. But I'm taking a week off just to get out of the office, de-stress, get all that
Right.
stuff done. But the one that I really want to talk about was my aunt passing away this past December. She lived next door to us my entire life. She's had
Mhm.
MS as long as I can remember. Um,
What's
and
MS? I know, but I'm just
multiple
forgetting.
sclerosis.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But my uncle and her both had COVID this past
Ooh.
December. So
Mhm.
yeah, it was just a tough time just because she literally, like, when I was in elementary school, my cousins would, because we had older cousins that could drive, so, or she would even pick us up from school, so we'd always go there after school and hang out there.
Right.
This was one of those, like, family members you're just really close with, and
Yeah.
it hurt. Like, and
Mhm.
one thing that kind of helped me get through that was actually the game Kena Bridge of Spirits, because that game you deal with grief and losing people and all that. So having played that, or I would say around that time, it just
Right.
really kind of helped me go through
Resonated.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, resonated is a good word.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Video games are
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video games are
Video
cool.
games are cool, and it's like incredible the impact that they can have, like when you're
Just the
dealing with
right
such.
time.
Yeah, just the right time, and when their their own themes deal with stuff that you're going through and the pain and
Mm,
hurt and uh yeah, I'm glad you were able to work through that with that game and
mm,
then on your own terms and stuff like that.
To bring it back to Fallout in a weird way, like that's part of the reason why I love Fallout 3 so much because it came to me at a time I played it at a time where I just felt alone and isolated. And in
Hmm.
Fallout 3, that's pretty much the entirety of the game is just this
Yeah,
open wasteland
hmm
with so much to do, but like you're just by yourself and it's just like desolate and I don't know. There was something
literally the
about
lone wanderer, like
literally there was something about that
lone
game that I
survivor. Yeah,
related to. So I don't know, it did it for me.
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, Bringing it back to the physical, the most recent one for me, I'm like, happened 3 years ago, 2 months before I'm leaving my parents' place. On a morning, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just load the dishwasher, run it through. Yeah, I'm doing everyone else's dirty dishes and putting it through, but
hmm
I'm gonna be a good kid. And the door to our dishwasher is broken. So there's like, how there typically there's a counterweight. So like, if you open it, it like slowly comes down instead of just forcefully just bam
Yep. Yep.
slapping. Our counterweight was broken, so I load the dishwasher, go to put it up, close it, and it slips from my hand, boom, straight down onto my toe, and I am screaming bloody murder, all the profanities, fucking shit, fuck, all this shit at the top of my lungs. My mom's passed the fuck out, can't even hear me. I have
Oh
work in
wow.
an hour, and I'm like, I don't know what I have to do. Plus, I'm working in an event and sponsorship, and it was a Friday morning. And on Friday mornings, cause like I was doing stuff for kind of like the local fair, and that year we had an exhibit that was like animatronic dinosaurs. And so what I'd do was I'd load up a dinosaur with a crew of like maintenance guys, and take it to our different sponsors, like dealerships, hotels, like grocery stores in the mall. And I'm like, fuck, I have to go load an animatronic dinosaur in an hour, and my toe is broken. I'm fucked. And I pressure through it. I like fucking I put on my dress shoes and I can feel this thing just swelling up and my toes just absolutely fucked and I walk on it all day. I'm like texting my manager. I'm like, minor injury. I'm gonna be in. I load up this dinosaur. I get into work. She's like, so minor injury. I'm like, yeah, I broke my toe. She's like, that dude, that is not a minor injury.
Right.
I like go about the work day.
They let you
Set up
work? Damn it.
Yes. I set up the dinosaur at the next location though, like and it's like 1 in the afternoon. I'm like Nancy, please, I just need to go home. Like I my shit is fucked right now. I go get like all the uh all the painkillers and a splint and because like that's the worst thing about a broken toe is there's literally nothing they can do.
No,
You,
trust
you
me, I
just
know.
have
I had
you
surgery
just
because of one.
you just have to let it heal. And
That
not
sucks.
only that, but I also that like weekend I had plans to go see Young Gravy in like at a concert, and I was gonna go see Far From Home in theaters like
Gotcha.
again in IMAX, like the biggest mall in my province. And so I go hang out with my friend. I'm like, yeah, I fucked up my toe. And he looks at the like blood blister I have forming, and he's like, "Bro, how are you walking on that shit, dude? Like you are not well, bro." I'm like, "I'm not missing this concert, and I'm not missing this movie again, dude. I want to see it in
Yes.
IMAX."
Yes,
And,
Josh.
and so we like drive an hour north. We like get high in the West Edmonton parking lot, which is like the biggest mall, like one of the biggest malls in Canada. And I'm just a functional high where we're on the opposite side of the parking lot as the movie theater. And my friend's like, I don't know where the theater is. I'm like, dude, just trust me, follow me. And on a broken toe, I'm like walking through the movie theater. I get us there in like, there's 10 minutes till the movie starts. I get us there in like 5. And I like, we're on the escalator up towards the movie theater. And I'm like, bro, my toe is fucked right now. I'm hurting after that walk. Like, I need to just get in, sit down, and just watch a movie
Get
for
the weight off your
for,
foot.
for 2.5 hours. And then yeah, I went through like shopping. We shopped for some action figures afterwards because we're dumb dorks. And then we went to a concert. And then like that Monday, I'm like, I need to go get this blood blister popped and like just I need to go like actual like go see somebody about this. And
Hmm.
I finally got it corrected and like went about the event and everyone I talked to like also had a broken toe story and everyone made it sound like it was a rite of passage. Like like my manager was like, "Oh yeah, Josh broke his toe," and just like speaking to another manager at the event we were working at. And the other event manager's like, "Oh yeah, my husband and eldest son went through that. Like you lose the nail." I'm like, "Yeah. Yeah, it did come off." She's like, "Yeah, never grows in the same." I'm like, "What the fuck? Why does everyone have a broken toe story? Why is this a rite of passage to like becoming a man? Like, what the hell is this?" And it just again, it sucks because there's nothing you can do about a fucking
Yeah.
broken toe, and
It's so annoying.
that's the like most physical pain I've been in. The worst thing though is like after that happened, my dad's like, "Yeah, so I finally ordered the part to get the dishwasher fixed." I'm like, "Dude, that would have helped a week ago even. It's been like
Right.
dads they have projects.
Well,
It's like
how about
it's on
you
the
order a
list.
part for my fucking toe, Dad? All right, order
Exactly.
me a replacement toe. God damn it!
I did make him drive me to the like walking clinic where I like eventually got it looked at. But yeah, it's like it's just one of those dad things where he's like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
on the list. Like I'll get around to it when I get around to it." And like a week later, that thing like just had this beautiful, like nice counterweight. It came down just nice and slow, and I was like, "Wow, I am not gonna miss this when I
Mhm.
move out in 6 weeks."
You still have issues from the toe? Like every once in a
um,
while, like you step weird or anything?
no, but my toenail has not. My toenail still
It's
looks
all
weird as
wonky.
shit. Yeah, it's wonky. It's never grown back in right or is like as well as it should be. And so like cutting it, like I'm able to cut like deeper into it, and I'm like I have to be very careful of how I cut and like give an exact length. But
Mhm.
yeah, apparently rite of passage to becoming
I
an
agree.
adult.
As
breaking
someone who
breaking a toenail.
Nope.
smashed his foot
Nope.
into a
Nope.
door
Nope.
frame,
Yeah.
then his toe was just a little shrinked up, like it looked like a limp penis. Like it was
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then like that eventually corrected itself, still to the point where like if I step wrong, I'll feel like this little crunch, and I'm like, that probably shouldn't happen. But
Right.
it was the impact of like my foot hitting a door
Hmm.
somewhere in here on my foot caused a bunion form.
Ooh.
It would
Yeah.
not go away, so I had to get it like essentially sawed off and then a screw in my foot. So there's a screw in my
Nope.
foot right now.
Nope.
Yeah.
And clearly
And-
I was under. Like I remember going into
Oh,
the room,
yeah.
they're like, "Here we go," and then I was like, "Cool." And then I woke up in my room, and I'm like,
Hmm.
"You gonna do it?" Oh,
Right.
what happened?
And now like I was always like squeamish about like anything related to the eyes, and there's that scene in Dead Space
Mine
2 where the needle goes into the eyes, and I was always squeamish about like fingers and toes, but I'm now even more so squeamish and worried
Yep.
if like anything happens to like a finger or if it gets like bent a certain way, and like the only movie I've ever walked out on was District 9 because there's a like dude pulling out his like fingernails, and like he made it into one in that movie, and I was like, Dad, we gotta go. I'm not
Have
watching.
you-
I'm
okay.
not watching this shit. Like we are
Well-
leaving.
Y'all know Jackass, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you heard of paper cuts?
No, but I imagine that's okay.
Yep.
I might,
Yep.
and that's one of
Yep.
those squeamish things
I
where
can't.
where someone would
can't.
like try like start explaining it to me in the 8th grade. I'm like, dude, you need to get the fuck away from me right
I'm gonna
now.
punch you in the mouth. I'm
I'm
gonna punch you in the mouth.
punch you in the mouth, bro.
Shut up.
I'm gonna end you.
I'll say
Can't do that,
Yeah.
man.
the whole like just while we're on like the squeamish topic, like for whatever reason, I can like pop zits and like for me, just fine. It's very satisfying.
Mhm.
For whatever reason, watching like the TikToks or the Instagram videos of people popping others, like I can't watch other people pop. It grosses me out.
I
That's a little
see.
weird.
I am brain broken and so fucked up where I watch other people pop shits. I'm like, this is great, and part of me is like, God, I wish I had that on my back right now. I'm like, I would love. I'm like, because I find it satisfying too. I'm like, God,
Mhm.
I would love to be the one popping this. I would love to either pop it on
Nope.
the person or
Mm-mm.
just have it on myself and just. Because there's nothing. Let me tell you, nothing better than popping a little zit right over the mirror. I'm like,
Oh
hell
yeah.
I
yeah.
can think of a lot of things that are
feel
better. All right,
satisfied.
I can think of a lot of things right now. I won't say them because they're probably a little dirty. But I can
terms of,
think
like-
of so many things right now that are better than that.
In terms of like morning routines and just like hygiene and shit like that, like it's great. You got to
Yep.
get the wipe all the pus off, and like this.
Yep.
There's just like you said, there's something satisfying to it, and I'm very much brain
Just the
broken. There's
relief. Just the relief it brings. Yes.
exactly. There is a snap, like how Snapchat tries to produce like original shows and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
now it's
Nobody
basically
watches
just
them.
turned. Nobody watches them, and it's all turned into we are going to take TikTok content and just copy and paste it over to Snapchat.
Mhm.
They have a show called Beauty ASMR, and it is just all just zip popping shits, all
Nope.
just like
Nope.
satisfying earwax removal stuff like that. And that is like the one show I'm subscribed to. It's that
Nope.
like news, like,
Nope.
and so I just sit there and I'm just again I'm brain broken. I'm like, oh my God, I'd love to pop this.
I
this
can't
way.
do
But it's-
that.
it
I
just
did remember
it just grosses me out. I don't
Yeah.
know. I can't
remember-
explain it. It's just yeah.
another instance where I was in an immense amount of pain. I was 8 maybe,
Mhm.
and we lived down on a farm, and we recently got a puppy.
Yeah.
And it was a German Shepherd puppy. She was young. Her name was Coco. And after about a week or so of having her, we bought her one of those chain like leashes where it's like up on the sky and it not sky, but like up real high, and then it's like tree to tree, and then you have a chain that can go back and forth, and she's attached to the line.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So she can run around and
Mhm.
stuff. Well, I'm an 8-year-old kid, and this is a real chain attached to it. So I go out there and I'm running with her.
Right.
And dogs, when they get excited, they just run around people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was wearing shorts. And this chain eventually got too tight around my legs and just sliced my fucking legs open.
Ooh.
Like right on my my leg pits. You
right.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
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 Like
that-
both legs or just one?
Both legs.
Oh.
Like this
Oh.
like my dad had to like
Oof.
sprint out and tackle my dog. Not because she was doing anything wrong. She was just
Right.
excited and running around.
Get
And
you
I'm
out.
just screaming in pain.
Hmm.
I'm like falling to my knees, and like it just kept tightening and slicing into my. Oh my god!
Mhm.
Like I
Ugh.
couldn't walk. Like I was just done for. My dad had to like unwrap it and carry me in the house. It was
Damn.
crazy. Yeah, it
Damn.
hurt so bad.
Yeah, I see stuff like that on like TikTok or Reddit. I'm like, this is the funniest shit. But then I never think about like being in that situation,
Oh,
where
yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's probably hurts like a
Oh
shit ton.
yeah.
See, that's
Hmm?
the reason why my family and I we stopped watching America's Funniest Home Videos, because there was one that we were watching it one time, and dude, was like lifting weights, bench press, that
Ooh,
kind of
wait,
thing,
shit gets me.
and
Ugh.
he
Oh,
was lifting a weight and it drops like on his chest, and people are
Yeah,
laughing at him, and it's like no, like that's actually
probably
dangerous.
broke his
Like,
sternum. Like
yeah.
right,
just crack. I've also
yeah,
seen
and
Yeah.
people
you
who
see him like
who are
struggling,
like
and then
curling. Sorry, go on.
Hmm.
mhm. But I was just saying, it's like, yeah, basically after that point, we were just like, yeah, no, we're done with this.
No more AFV.
Hmm.
I can't do weightlifting stuff either because I've seen people who are like curling and then you see their biceps tear. Have you ever seen
Yeah,
that happen?
yeah.
No,
It's
and I don't want to.
It's so weird because they just like boop and then get and they just get small and go like to the top. Like it's weird and you're
yeah.
like that ain't right.
You
That
know,
ain't
You
now
good.
that
lifted all those weights for literally just it to
mhm,
just get small. Like you idiot.
Huh?
You don't.
You overdid
like
it. You overdid it, buddy.
now that we're talking about it though, it's gonna pop up on my For You page because
Yeah,
Oh,
TikTok
for
is
sure.
listening.
absolutely.
I've also seen like the two people are arm wrestling and someone's arm snaps. Have you seen
Ugh.
that stuff?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that shit gets to me, and especially because like I've broken my arm and my wrist on two separate occasions. In sixth grade, I forgot like basketball shorts. For some reason, I was on the basketball team. All my friends were doing it, and I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a
Yep.
fat 200-pound kid. I can do it too." No, I can't. And so I forgot my shorts, and the dude's like, "Yo, you have regular gym shorts instead of ones with our logo on it? Get out of here!" And I'm like, "Oh." I have to go call my mom now to pick my dumb ass up because like I forgot basketball shorts. And my friend also forgot his stuff too, and so we're walking in empty hallways of the middle school, and it's like this is great. We never get like you never walk through the like your hallways with just no one there. Like
Different
after
feeling,
school
different
hours,
vibe.
Yep.
and so like I'm keen. I can walk down these hallways backwards. So I start walking down it backwards.
Of course.
And then of course I trip and fall like the clumsy fat kid I am at the time, and all 200 pounds just straight on my wrist. And I get up and I'm like, oh, I'm not okay. This does not feel right. Like I am fucked. And I like tell my mom, she's like, okay, well, we'll see. Like, can you move it? I'm like trying my hardest to like move it like ever so slightly. I'm like, I
Hmm.
can't. And she's like, all right, well, I guess I'll book the day off work tomorrow. We'll go get the X-rays. I came back 2 days later, like with the cast, and of course, I'm sixth grade, like sixth grade. I'm socially awkward. I'm fat, uh, and I can't like talk to girls, but all of the girls are like, "Oh my God, he has a cast! Can I sign it?" And I literally brought like two Sharpies for people because I was like.
Please,
I was
God.
like, I know people are gonna want to sign this, and so I just
Hmm.
Yeah.
had a like just all the signatures afterwards, and then I had to like get it recast after a month of like they did the month checking in. They're like, okay, yeah,
Hmm.
no, it's still fucked. Put it in a new one, and I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
the first
jeez.
one was blue. Can I get a green one this time? Like, it'll make the Sharpie come through better. And I walk in fresh cast again, and all of them are signing it. But this was also sixth grade when like you know, you're a horny teenager and you're learning what things are available on the internet. And I'm like, I just unlocked this power, and then I broke my right wrist. I just I just unlocked masturbation. And I took it away. God damn it! Why did I walk
Also,
down the halls back?
you did it. I was saying you did it in the most sixth grade way I've ever heard. Like the only
Oh
reason you
yeah,
were in the
Walking
hall is because you
backwards, yeah.
forgot your shorts, and then you're like, "Fuck it,
yeah,
I can walk backwards."
exactly.
What?
Uh, It's
So
just
good.
you're the king of your middle school, right? And so I'm like, yeah, I can get away with this. The only other time I've broken like I was in serious pain and like broken something was like my mom was dropping me off to stay a weekend with the grandparents because her and my dad wanted like, you know, just to not be responsible for a kid. And she's like leaving and I'm like, no, don't leave. And I grab her and yank her down on me, like the size and weight of a fully grown adult on like a 4 or 5 year old. Because I grab her, pull her back, like don't go, and she just falls right on my arm, and I'm like crying in so much pain, and that's like the first time I had a cast at 5, and I was like, this is pretty dope. But then they bring out the saw to cut it, and I'm like crying. Like I'm like, no, no,
Leave it
no,
on.
you're.
Leave it
I'm
on.
like, leave it on, leave it on. You're gonna cut me. You're gonna cut my arm off, please, please. And they're like, chill, dude. Like,
Do we need to
Yeah.
knock you out? Like,
yeah, yeah.
shut up. Damn.
Oh,
I mean, if we're going back to the category of pain, I do have an emotional one, but it would just bring the whole podcast down. So do we want that or not?
I mean, we can go wherever
Yeah,
we want. If you
doing.
want to get
Okay.
in,
All right. Well,
Airing your grievances. You're not grieving, but
you've
Yeah.
you've seen my tattoos
Mhm,
in
Mhm.
the Queen from
Yeah.
my grandparents,
mhm,
and I remember the day my grandmother passed away.
mhm.
I wasn't very old. I think that would be 2006, so I would be 11, probably turning the 11 that year.
Mhm.
And it was the first time where I had to like, because again I'm 11, so I'm not that old. It's the first time where I had to try and register my emotions in like a complex, real way.
Yeah.
And I could feel myself going through it, and you know that feeling where you're like, it's not nervousness, but your chest tightens and you just there's like something moving around in there. It feels like something just moving really really fast, like in a circle or something. And like I'm trying to comprehend what's happening, and then I look over and I see my dad crying. He's trying to hide it.
yeah.
He's like on the side of like the building. He's
Mhm.
trying his hardest to hold it in for me and for other kids that are around. And I
Right.
see him just sobbing. This is
Mhm.
the person who at the time was like my hero, you know, like it's my
Yeah.
dad. Like
Mhm.
he's
Yeah.
he's superhuman.
Mhm.
And then I see him just break down, and I just lost it. I lost everything. My grandmother is someone who raised me until I was 8 years old. So
Mhm.
like, I mean, I lived at home, but like she babysat me, and I was over there probably 95% of my time.
Mhm.
Right.
So she was essentially my mother for like a long time. And losing her was something that just really opened my eyes to what like emotional pain was.
Mhm.
And then and I was trying to comprehend that, and then seeing my dad just set it all off. That day, I will never forget that day. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, my grandmother was a great woman. She was someone who like genuinely, I mean, I have a tattoo for her, right? Like, come on, like I don't just put
Yeah.
anything like that on my skin.
Right.
But yeah, so like celebrating her is something I'd like to talk about and do like literally every day if I can. But that
Mhm.
day, I would literally give anything to change that day. Literally anything to change that day.
I'm right there with you. Like going back to the night my aunt had passed away, there was just something, I don't know what it was, but I just could not fall asleep that night. And this is a work night too. Like I have to be up at 6 o'clock. This is back when I was living at my apartment, and I just got a text from my mom at 2 in the morning saying that she had passed away. And it's like it was just one of those like I don't like I could. It was just one of those weird things that's like I wasn't trying to stay up that late.
Yeah.
But in a way, I'm almost kind of glad I did, because that would have been terrible to wake up to.
Yeah. 100%. When my grandfather passed away, like, yeah, I got the 12:30 a.m. like phone call, and it's like so hard to fall asleep after that, and then
Mm-hmm.
wake up and still like have that surreal feeling set in of like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
this
I mean,
person's
sorry.
gone.
When you wake up initially, you don't remember. Like for a few seconds, like
Yes.
it didn't
Mhm.
happen. And then it hits you again. It's like the second blow on like a knockout punch or something. Like I don't know how to.
100%.
Yeah, like for a second you're like, oh yeah, I'm just
It
then
almost
boosh.
it almost
Just-
feels like limbo, like you're just in this just like state of just
Yeah.
like fine, and then like Austin said, it fucking hits you like a train,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
Mhm.
the most like emotional like pain I've been in was when my grandmother passed too, because she did that thing of like, I have cancer, but I'm not gonna tell anyone, and it's like you're an asshole if you do that. Like tell your loved ones, like let them get it let them get their time in with you, but like yeah,
Mhm.
she like knowing her, of course she was gonna do that. She like cared too much about all of us to let us like worry about her, and like stubbornly independent runs in my family, and that's like the term my mom uses, and she got it from her mom, who that was the grandmother that passed, but also like my mom and my grandmother weren't on good terms for the longest time, so like she wasn't in my life as much as she could be, and when she was like we like both my sister and I got treated like uh almost like only children, like basically like you're my only grandchildren, I'm gonna spoil the shit out of you. So I have like so many memories of just getting games, going to Toys R Us with my grandma, and just all the stuff you do with your grandparents. And then like my mom and my grandma decide to like fix all their turmoil and fix their relationship. And just as like things were on the up and up, my mom goes out to run some errands. She comes back incredibly fast, like 10 minutes. And I'm like, this should at least take an hour. And I just hear her crying from the garage, and I'm like, oh my God, like what is going on? What's happening? That's like when it broke. And like literally this happened on a Wednesday, and my grandmother called on a Monday, and I like just was walking in the door from work, and I was like, I'll call her back, and I fucking missed it, and I'll always like regret not being like, yeah, yeah, give me the phone, like let me talk, and all
Mhm.
the events and stuff missed like that. It's just it's hard. It's hard.
I think that's
Terribly hard.
yeah. Like I never got to say goodbye to my aunt either. Like that's
Yeah.
what hurts.
Yeah, and that's always the like sad thing, and that's always the like fucked up thing that we'll carry with us. Like as much as we'll carry the like
Mhm.
good memories and stuff like that, we will also always carry and think about just like not being able to say goodbye if we ever miss that opportunity.
In that
Mhm.
sense, I was blessed because like my grandmother was in a nursing home, and like we knew like it was gonna happen soon. I don't remember entirely if like she had good staff working for her, but I know there was like one lady who was like there 24/7. Like I mean
Yeah.
anything she needed, she was there. There was one gal whenever she was working, like my family felt more like content with her care.
Hmm.
Um but for that instance like that, I feel blessed for that because we knew it
Mhm.
was coming.
Yeah.
Shout out to grandmas. Shout out to family members
Yeah.
that are like
Absolutely.
entirely like your second mother or your second father or
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
like just like that. That's they're irreplaceable. I have
100%.
like I think it's called a flashbulb memory. I have a flashbulb memory of the stupidest thing with my grandma. She would make me. I don't know. It was either Mountain Dew or chocolate milk for drink. I would be sitting in like her spare bedroom. I'm watching fucking. Remember, I think it was called Crypto the Super Dog.
Yep.
Like a white. You remember this? Is this a
Oh yeah, I
thing?
remember it. Yeah.
I don't
It
remember
was a
this, but
dope theme
Alec is going
song.
off.
It was a dope
Yeah,
theme
I'm
song.
watching this.
Crypto
I'm
the Super
watching
Dog.
this.
Yeah.
My grandmother just keeps bringing me Mountain Dew and chocolate milk, and I'm a fucking like 4-year-old kid, so you can't like
Mhm.
you're insane, Grandma. What are you doing?
You're asking
And
for trouble.
You're
yeah,
asking for a sugar rush, like
I say I'm
wired.
I say I'm hungry, so she makes me
Mhm.
pancakes, and I remember the smell of the pancakes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then initially before she made me the pancakes, I said I was hungry, and she brought me. She was a big fan of these. I don't remember what they're called. We called them chocolate stars. They came in like a blue bag, like this a similar bag that would come in like chocolate chips. Like it looked
Mhm.
identical, but
Mhm.
instead of like chocolate chips, they were like swirly stars. And she would grab those, or she would buy those and put them in her freezer, and then she would just open a bag and take a few out and eat it. I said I
Yeah.
was hungry. The first thing she brings me is fucking chocolate stars. I'm a 4-year-old child. What are you doing, Grandma? Why'd you make me pancakes with syrup? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I have a flashbulb memory of the scent, what I was watching, the spare
Mhm.
Oh
room
yeah.
I was in, what I was drinking. Like,
Yeah.
shout out to grandmas and
Shout out to grandmas.
family members.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Alrighty.
cherish,
Well,
cherish the moments you get with them. Call your grandmas,
exactly.
call your moms, call your dads, your grandfathers, call just anyone close with you.
Mhm.
Cherish the time you have with them. Tell them you love them. You never know when the last opportunity is going to be, and hopefully hopefully you are in a situation where you do get one last goodbye if you ever find yourself in that situation.
My
And
grandmother's name
yeah.
is Beverly,
Mhm.
and I've talked to Hallie about if we have kids, we don't have to name them Beverly. I will I will fight for a middle name.
That middle name,
I
Yeah.
will
I like
fight.
that.
I will throw hands in the most theoretical
Mhm.
but like fierce way I possibly can. Like give me a middle name. Just give me the middle name.
Yeah.
If it's a
Yep.
girl, Beverly.
And yeah, I guess my piece of advice is just don't be afraid to talk to somebody about this. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard, and just keeping it all bottled in it's not safe.
Yeah.
It's just plain as simple as that. So
Yeah.
Sure.
as we fight to fight through the waterworks, I'm gonna end this episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and stay tuned for our Saints Row review that's going to be coming out later this week. So until then, goodbye.